Welcome back to Love and Junk Food. I'm Laura.
I'm John.
And today it's day something of Advent.
Day 20, folks. Day 20 of Advent. 5 more days to Christmas.
Oh my goodness. But we are feeling much better about it. We're feeling almost ready.
Almost ready, yeah. And the excitement is building. Like, we have some games planned and everything. So the games should be really fun, I think. And we'll try to include you guys in on that and at least show you what happened.
Yep, and we're going to have them do some taste testing while they're here.
Yes.
So I think that'll be fun as well. Some gift opening and hopefully it will be fun. I think it will be for them. So anyway, today we are doing our Aldi chocolate advent calendar, and we are going to be trying a couple of things that viewers have sent us. On my side, I have a caramel log from Tunnix.
Yep, and this is pot noodle sticky rib. Flavor.
Yeah. Both Jack and Billy sent us pat noodle right at the same time.
Right.
And we were so excited to try it because never had we ever. So then we tried some, and then Advent started.
Pretty much Christmas, yeah.
Well, and busy stuff with the office and, life and whatever. But we are going to do a selection of several pot noodles all in one video coming very soon. But I think there's too many to include in just one video.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do one today. Plus, I'm a little over chocolate.
Yeah.
Sorry about your advent calendar, but we sit down and film several of these in a row, and by the end, we're like, what do we have that isn't chocolate?
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
Anyways,
let's start with
chocolate.
Make sure you stay to the end because we will be answering a viewer question as well. And today, it's a good one.
The questions?
They're always good ones, but it's a little of a spicier question today.
Well.
This looks like one that we just had.
We tried one a little bit earlier when we were recording. This is the Rondello Late Milk Chocolate Ganache. We know how that tastes.
Yeah.
It's good. I think that's
good.
probably
it's smooth. It's a good milk chocolate.
Third one we've had of that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's great. Still great.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Still chocolatey.
I've said this before. This was around $10, I believe. Could have been 12. I don't know. But it is a very good quality box of chocolate.
Right.
Like it a lot.
Yeah. And I don't mind the repeats as much because it tastes so good.
Yeah.
And it's very good quality. One of the things I hate about like a box of chocolates is when you got one that you really, really like and there's only one.
Yeah. No, I see that, and I raise you. For example, the Whitman sampler.
Yes.
You know what comes in it. You know what your favorite piece is. You know what you're going to go for first, and then it's like a family gift or whatever, and your dumb sister got to it first, and you're like, dang it! Isn't that the worst?
Yeah.
All right. Caramel log. Have we had this before?
I think we've had that before.
Somebody
sent us a box a while back when we were recording in the game room. We had all the games behind us. And I think we tried it then.
Okay.
But it has been a while.
Oh, I remember this business.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a bite.
Yeah, just take a bite.
It's like coated on the outside. It looks like nuts, but it's not.
Right.
I hope.
Coconut. Yeah. I do like these.
I think I had the same reaction last time. That I thought maybe it was nuts. And why, chocolate and candy makers of the world, don't you do more of that kind of thing? Because that's great, the nuts on the outside. I mean, the texture on the outside, but it's usually just nuts that they do that with.
It's like
wonderful.
Nice toasted coconut.
Yeah.
Delicious.
That's great. And so it's the coconut, and then I don't know if you can tell. I was going to show it to you, but it's like there's a caramel on the. Is it between a wafer?
Kind
It
of, but
feels
it's like a chewy wafer.
Yeah.
Not so much like a crispy wafer.
Yeah.
I love that caramel log. That's
Man, I
one of
forgot.
my favorites.
I
for
don't know
sure.
what I thought about it before, but today Laura loves it.
Today, Laura.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see how our pot noodles are doing.
What kind are we trying today?
This is sticky rib.
Oh.
Sticky rib.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
You might know the answer to this. If not, they'll set me straight. Why is it called sticky rib? So there's multiple kinds of ribs that we see around here. There's the dry rub, and people are we understand people are very passionate about their barbecue and how they like their things and whatever. But there are two camps. There is the dry rub, and that's people that are dry rub people. A lot of them are just like, that is how you eat ribs, period.
Right. You don't need sauce on it.
Right. And then there's the sauced kind.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And so is that what it means by sticky?
I think sticky rib is like an Asian dish.
Oh.
And like appetizer or something.
Gotcha. We see ribs every once in a while, like in a restaurant. I don't know that we get them. We are kind of like dumpling people more than
my gosh,
I don't know that
yeah.
I've ever had ribs at an Asian restaurant, but now I think I might want to try them.
I think I've had them. Or for the buffet, they have the little kind of rib pieces that are like red.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, brightly colored.
Yeah.
Oh, hey now.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know if this is amazing or if I mentioned in a previous video, I kind of have a tummy ache today. And so to sit down and eat chocolate upon chocolate, it's torture, I tell you. This tastes so good, and nothing is better on an upset stomach, or not upset, it's just kind of a tummy ache. We had tea earlier, and that tasted like the best thing ever, and this.
Yeah, that definitely.
It's so good for a tummy ache.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
It's delicious. I really like it.
So great.
Yeah.
I really like that flavor.
Yeah, me too. It's interesting, like the differences in like the noodles. We would call them ramen, typically, and we have the hard like bricks or whatever. But we also have some cups, and the cups. I don't know, not a whole lot of variety, but we're starting to get there. There's more stuff coming in the stores all the time. But it's so different. When you open this, there's that powder on the top of all that seasoning, and then the little pouch that goes in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, if you weren't around when we did that one before, if you've never had pot noodle, it's like our cup of noodles, and there's the flavor pouch that you add, but a sauce pouch that you add at the end, too. And it's great flavor. The texture of the noodles is slightly chewier, different than ours. Our ramen that comes in cups, and I said this in a previous video, has veg in it.
Yeah.
Corn.
Peas.
And carrots.
I think so, yeah. Corn, peas, carrots.
So, that's a great flavor. Let us know what your favorite pot noodle flavor is, and which one you're most you're waiting for us to try over there. There's several. I think we have 7 or 8 different kinds still to try, and we've already tried a few, so that's exciting, especially now. Can we cut and just film pot noodle?
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, the question of the day is, are you ready?
I don't know.
We might have to tread lightly. We'll see. Best and worst jobs we've ever had.
Okay.
Do you need to think about it?
Yeah, I need to think about
I'll
it.
tell you. Heck yes. Heck yes to both. The best job I ever had was being a realtor.
Uh-huh.
There were things about it that I hated. It is a dangerous career path. You never know what you're going to run into. I certainly went into several homes that were uninhabitable. I ran into some sticky situations and that kind of thing being a realtor. but I also trained new agents, and I was so passionate about that. I loved getting people up on their feet and showing them the ropes and doing little classes and all of that. I loved being a realtor. It was also a very stressful job.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's been my favorite to date. My least favorite job was one of my first. So I was probably 17, around that age. And so I was still in school. My dad worked with this guy that was looking for somebody. And the business was set up in his home. And he worked overnight and he slept during the day. And he ran, he sold automobile parts, like specialty parts, like for hot rods and that kind of thing. And he had a warehouse set up in his basement. And I answered the phones, which hardly ever rang. But I had to like ship out orders. And basically what he wanted was somebody to do his bidding.
Yes.
So here's a young high school girl hanging out in a house with a full-grown man who was creepy as he wanted to be. I cannot. After my mom met this guy, she was so mad at my dad for putting me in that situation. There was pictures of scantily clad or women without their clothes on entirely everywhere in this man's house. He would want me to go get his lunch, and
so you're in there as a high school girl, and he's got all this stuff all over the house.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
I was extremely, extremely uncomfortable. And there's nothing wrong with getting somebody their lunch or running somebody's errands, but I was hired to do X, and then once I got there, he's like, no, I want you to go here and I want you to go there, and
clean my bathroom
and that was the other thing. Speaking of that, the place was disgusting. It was the kind of place where I would walk in and be like, where can I sit? Everything was sticky, everything was gross, and I'm not trying to clean somebody else's house just so I can be there. It was awful. And then he had me drive his vehicle, I think for insurance or whatever. He didn't want me out running his errands in my own vehicle.
Yeah.
So he had me drive the company van, which was at least 20 years old when I drove it, if not older, which is fine to drive an old vehicle. I was a high school kid. I was used to driving an old vehicle, actually. But it felt dangerous. It was one of those vans that like, I didn't feel like I was in control of it. You know what I'm saying? It felt like the kind of van, and it felt like the kind of situation that he used the van to go out and find girls like me in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that in a funny kind of way, but I'm not kidding, and I don't think that's funny. That was a very short-lived, horrible, horrible job.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you?
The best job I ever had, I think, I was a police officer, and I loved doing that. I think I was good at it, and I wasn't a jerk to people. I guess until they needed to be.
Yeah.
Until they needed me to be a jerk.
Some people have asked for it, right?
But yeah, I really enjoyed that job. I felt like I was helping people, and it wasn't. There are moments of stress, obviously, but for the most part, it was pretty chill. Small town, so that wasn't bad. The worst job I ever had was one of my more recent jobs. And I was working as a prosecutor at our local county offices, and I just felt really underappreciated, overworked, and overstressed there, that it was just dreadful.
If you were around a couple of years ago, this is when we started our channel. We moved back home, which is where we are now. We moved back home to be near family, to be near John's dad. My kids are here, and John took this job.
Yeah.
So when we alluded to John's horrible job all of the time in those videos, That's the job we're talking about. And he did that for, I don't know, how long were you there? A couple years?
3 years, 2.5 years, something like that.
Yeah. It felt like a long time. And it probably would have been shorter than that if COVID wouldn't have hit.
Yeah.
Because COVID.
Oh, for sure.
And here's the thing. John is so responsible. And I know that there were people that full on took advantage of COVID. Heck yeah, I'm home. I'm not going to do my work. John very much still kept his hours, still worked as much as he just did it in his pajamas.
Sure. That's nice.
But he full on worked. He took breaks at his normal scheduled time and did everything right, but not good enough.
You know, I came from a similar position. It's just from a smaller area, about 2 hours away from here. So, I mean, I knew what the job was like. I knew how to do my job. I knew all that stuff. And
Right.
It's just, didn't work out.
You treat people with respect and you get respect, right? That's
Right.
how it goes.
Yeah, I felt kind of like, I don't know, more like a clerk, I guess, because there wasn't any...
And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you're hired for.
Right, but, I wanted to be an attorney and not just follow what...
Yeah.
It was like a puppet situation
Yeah.
where I couldn't make my own decisions. It was just like...
Yeah, the answers
much.
would come from management, and then they would want you to push the papers around.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is kind of how that went. So, anyway,
Anyways.
let's focus on the good things. What is your best and worst job? I also have some other humdingers. One of which, another one of my worst jobs has been since we've been together when we lived in that small town.
Yeah.
So we could do a whole series, a whole video about that on the other channel. Maybe we will. We'll have to see. So anyway, I think that's all we have for today. Make sure you come find us on Instagram if you haven't already. Love and Junk with no D. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel along with the other channel where we do other things like tell you about jobs we hate. Over on the other channel, we review TV and movies, and John's going to do some books and some other things over on the other channel, as well as our game channel. And then just, subscribe to them all and then just watch the ones that you're interested in. Now, if you love Tunnix caramel logs,
Yes.
or Aldi chocolate, or Pot Noodles,
For sure.
or us,
Or the video.
give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow when you do that. That's all we have for today.
That's it, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.